big honcho, Jeremy Gully, and his beautiful wife, Jody. We're here today to share a little message with you guys about our great friend, Martin, and some stuff that's happening with us here at the Spinning Wheel shows in New York. And Jeremy, if you could tell us a little bit about how did all this start? How did Spinning Wheels start, and how did all this process start?
Spinning Wheels itself started because I was unhappy with how things were being run and how the drivers are being treated in our area. Yep. So it actually started at a banquet, and told them I was going to be a promoter within 5 years, and it was actually 4, and tried a couple years and unsuccessful before I got my first show, but that's how it kind of all got its wings, so to speak.
Absolutely. So as back home you're saying, we're here today at a Spinning Wheel show up here in Morris, New York, Mini MeltDown 2020, pretty exciting. But Spinning Wheels has grown over the last few years. Where has it come from and where is it going?
Well, we always, our plan is quality over quantity. We don't want to do 50 shows a year. We want to make the shows that we have the best that we can absolutely do. I started it myself and just couldn't do it. Couldn't keep the quality that I expected of my own shows. So I brought you and Josh Buell on board to kind of do some things and put out some fires and help me out. And we brought Brian Leonard on board as a tech guy and our web guy. And it's we're doing things that others aren't.
That's absolutely right. So as time has progressed, I want to introduce the world to this young man right here. His name is Martin, and I'd like to talk about him for a few minutes because Derby is a great thing, but this is actually something that's much more important. So I want to actually go to Jody here. So Jody, tell us a little bit about Martin and maybe some of the struggles that he's going through.
Martin has been living with Sanfilippo for 10 years. It started in utero. It's a genetic condition that's terminal. August 24th, we celebrated or went through our 5th year of knowing that he had a terminal illness. And we wanted to make sure people understood what Sanfilippo was and trying to raise money for research and the kids and quality of life. So that's how we ended up starting the Sanfilippo Smash. We wanted a full year of planning, and Jeremy came to you and Josh and said, hey guys, in a year I want to throw a derby. And in 3 months, you guys put together the Sanfilippo Smash. We didn't realize how big it would be. It was, 120 cars the first year. Second year, we grew a little bigger. Third year, a little bit bigger. Last year, it was a hard day. We spent the day missing Mia. We always knew that we would be having that show in honor or memory of one or both kids at some point. And she passed, and we buried her 5 days before the show. So we came out, and we celebrated Mia that day.
So tell us a little bit about what Sanfilippo is, because this young man's been struggling with it. But could you tell us a little bit about what's actually happening to him and what's going on with his body?
First off, leading to diagnosis, Martin was a smart little fellow. He knew his numbers, his colors, his body parts, all of our names, his dog, Thunder. And then one day he just started losing those things. And we went to doctor after doctor and eventually were led to a geneticist. And 2.5 years of approvals and denials and testing, we got the diagnosis. We read everything that could happen right from the get-go. We knew we did not want to put Martin in any clinical trials, but we knew we wanted to be a part of changing the future for children. So since his diagnosis, at 6.5, Martin got a G-tube. That was our choosing. At 7, he lost his ability to eat. 8, he started struggling with his walking. By 8.5, he no longer walked without assistance. And this year, he walked out of therapy on March 13th, and he quit walking, even with assistance, probably by April. So they don't use it, they lose it. And that's true with our kids. It's neurological. June 4th or 5th, he had his first grand mal seizure. He had had smaller ones in the past, but nothing major. And that's nothing that you ever want to watch your child go through. They're not pretty. And August 4th, about 2 months later, he had 4 more in the middle of the night. So it's pretty important that we keep his medication on routine, scheduled. So you'll see us less and less at the shows because it's not safe for him anymore. We don't know what triggers them. So obviously we're going to try to keep him as comfortable and safe as we can, and bring him out when we can. But
So, as time progresses here, we're going to do as many Sanfilippo smashes as we can to raise as much money as we can. But what is the ultimate goal? What is the ultimate goal of the charity? What is the charity doing for the future? Could you tell us a little bit about that? When people at home are hearing us push Sanfilippo nonstop for the whole year, because everyone sees it, everyone hears it, it's more than just a name.
Well, we chose Team Sanfilippo simply because their mission or their goal is very similar to what Jody and I would like to do. And that is we push quality over quantity. When Martin was diagnosed, we decided that rather than have him hooked to machines and whatever else, we wanted the best life for him that he could have. And that's one of the things that Team Sanfilippo really pushes is quality of life stuff. And they do a lot of research and assistance in clinical trials and quality of life. So that's why we chose Team Sanfilippo. The ultimate goal really is as long as everybody will continue to support us and as long as I've got awesome friends that volunteer their time and vendors that'll give me prizes, I'm going to continue to push and do. And I mean, I don't really have a dollar amount in mind, but it's not going to be long before we're close to $1 million.
Yeah, so we're going to be on Sanfilippo 5 this year. This will be our 5th year of putting it on. And what would you guys estimated that the Derby drivers, our community, has generated to help this?
In the first 4 years, we have raised right around $250,000. The first year was really like 10 grand, which we were really happy about,
yes.
Proud as hell of it.
Yes.
And then the next year we kind of got bigger and it was like 25,000. And then the last 2 years we've been right, $65,000. And that's, for a one-day event, it's a one day that we're here on the fairgrounds.
Correct.
But it's 363 that we're behind the scenes and pushing and Josh Buell's done amazing things with his waffles and that's really helped push our dollar amount up.
Yes, it has.
But like I said, we're got to be close to $250,000 right now raised for Team Sanfilippo, and I don't really have a dollar amount that I want to get to every year, as long as we can continue to give.
Absolutely. So just one of the last things, if we could touch on, Jody, is we are raising all this money, and it is going to great things. And where is your end game here? Where do you think things are going for us as Sanfilippo, the Team Sanfilippo? What are some things that actually that money helps make happen?
With Team Sanfilippo, they definitely are focusing on quality of life things, and that could be research and medications that could help that are minimal side effects to the kids. Diamox is one of the things that they use, and they did a lot of research as a group to how it affects our kids. And before we started giving Martin Diamox, we were losing him. We didn't have smiles or eye contact, or he was not crawling or really doing much, but within 3 days of trying that medication, we had eye contact, we had smiles and laughter. He started crawling again and those kind of things. And this is going to affect possibly generations to come. 3 of our girls are carriers. They have the proper information, to do the proper steps, to make sure that they do not have a Sanfilippo child, but nothing's promised. Things happen, but they could pass a gene to their children, and their children could have a Sanfilippo child long before after Jeremy and I are gone, so this could affect our family for a long time. So that's another reason it's important to just keep filtering all the funds into the company that we have chosen. They don't have 90% administration fees. Most of the money goes straight back into the research and the trials that they've started. And just an idea, it took $2.5 million to start a trial. One child for 1 year is $30,000. And that's got to come out of the parents' pockets. Insurance doesn't pay for some of these trials, depending on what it is that they're looking to do. And sometimes the insurance or the clinical trial will pay for things, but not often. So a lot of it does come from the parents and their funding.
So if people at home, I want you to follow us and follow this young man's journey. But if people want to keep following and keep helping, because we give lots of ways that you can help raise money for Sanfilippo. We give away trips. Last year we gave away a trip to Utah. We gave away cars. We gave away just so many things, and we're going to continue to do that. But if people want to follow you guys and follow your family's journey, where do they find you?
Martin has a Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/ridewithmart, and we have slacked on updates there, but we will put updates there. None of them usually are good updates. It's just changes in his medical. We share the good, the bad, the ugly, everything with you. We do Martin no justice if we hide or sugarcoat anything. So what we share sometimes is hard to see, but it is a nice little reminder that enjoy what you have, make as many memories as you can, which we've been blessed to do that. Derby Communities has helped us do that with some of the funds raised specifically for the kids. And that's just one of the main takeaways we want people to have is enjoy your family, because you just don't know. Tomorrow's not promised.
What do you think, Mart? You telling me stories you want to talk on here? Frozen. Well, hey, I wanted to bring you guys this wonderful family that we need to help support. We need to help keep raising money for them. And there's many more kids than just Mart out there like this. And we need to help them. And remember, it will keep happening to more and more kids. Maybe we could stop it. So help us, help Sanfilippo. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Gully family.